Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. We've been selling options here on this channel, making an extra income stream. If that's something you want to follow along, hit that subscribe button if you like this kind of content. If nothing else, all I ask for is that you hit that like. That way it reaches more people. I'm trying to get this channel finally monetized, so I need more watch hours. And if you could help get this out to more people, I'd be forever grateful. Also, one last plug, if you want to join a private chat with me and other options sellers, go check out the link in the description. Come hang out, talk about selling options. We can build off of each other and try to make more money. But today I want to show you an easy way to make $100 selling calls on Sofi stock. And before we get started, you don't have to follow this exact trade. This isn't me telling you to go out and do it. You can apply this to stocks that you like and that you own and not just focus on Sofi. I'm using Sofi as an example, but what's awesome about selling options is you can do this with any stock in any ETF. I just so happen to have a lot of shares of Sofi, and I earlier sold a couple of covered calls. And you might be familiar with buying a call option. You hear a lot of people buying calls. But what about the opposite side of that? The people that sell those calls to the people that buy them. That's what I do. So in our example, let's say you have 400 shares of Sofi and you're looking to basically rent out those shares. Think of it as like being a stock landlord, renting them out, getting paid to rent them out, and making income off of your shares. So an example of this, if we go to trade Sofi options and sell a call, I sold 2 this morning at $31 strike prices, and these are expiring this Friday. And for each one of these, you're getting $24 in 3 days selling these calls. And basically what you're saying is someone can rent your 100 shares, and if Sofi is above $31 this Friday when this expires, you are going to have to sell 100 shares for each one of these contracts that you sell at $31 a piece. And if you're okay with selling 100 shares of, in my case, Sofi at $31 a piece, if it's above that price by this Friday, then this call makes sense because I'm making income. And let's say the opposite happens. It stays below $31 by this Friday. Let's say it's like 27 a piece by this Friday. These options expire completely worthless. I keep the money that I make and I look for my next trade looking at next week. And you can do this every single week on repeat. And so you can see they're going for 25 a piece right now. And if you sold 4 of these, you can probably do this math in your head. You're making $100. It's a little bit less because of some fees. And what I did is I sold 2 this morning. I sold them at a little higher price than what they're going for right now. So they've actually depreciated, which is great when you're selling options. You want things to depreciate because essentially you would like them to expire worthless, where you just keep the premium you were given. You also keep the shares and you make the same trade next week. And every now and then, I like to download a statement off of Robinhood and just see how much I'm actually making doing these kinds of trades. I sell both calls and puts on my favorite stocks, and I downloaded yesterday's statement and I built this web app. You can go check it out for yourself. It's totally free. It's on selloptions.net. And here we have some cool calculators so we can determine what's the ROI of different options to sell. But what else it does is you can upload a Robinhood statement and it instantly tells you during that time period how much you've made from selling options. And yesterday was September 22nd. You can see I made 18 total trades, which before building this web app, I used to have a spreadsheet that I tracked all of my trades. So that would take a long time, one day alone, just to put in that spreadsheet all of my different trades. But here's the number that's the most important. It's how much net premium I made from selling options. That's close to $600 in one day. And that's not typical by any means. I would say typically I make between 100 to 200, which is more of the average. This is well above the average yesterday. And if we also break it down by what ticker symbols did I sell options on and how much income did I generate from each one of those ticker symbols, here they all are. I sold some on Sofi, HIMS, American Airlines, IBIT, which is a Bitcoin ETF, a little bit on Open Door, and I sold a put on Sweet Green. And this pie chart represents what stock ended up paying me the most. To no surprise, it's Sofi. But let's also check out the calculator, because if we go with our example here of making $25 selling a call, I want to see what's the total return from making this trade. So the option type is a call. The expiration date, like we said, was this Friday. The expected premium, this is per share, so it's exactly as you see it in Robinhood. It's 25 cents. The strike price was $31 in our example. And let's say we sell 4 contracts because we happen to have 400 shares ready to go. And for me, my cost basis is actually $15 a share right now. And now if I hit calculate, it says the total premium gained is $100. But let's say these become assigned and I have to sell 100 shares. Well, actually, in our case, 400 shares at $31 a piece, because SoFi this Friday is above $31. Well, then the premium plus the share appreciation, since I bought the shares at $15 a piece, is $6,500. And if we just focus on the premium alone and not with the share appreciation, the ROI from just making this trade, the $100, how much we make from renting out our stocks, is a 0.81% in 3 days' time. So we're getting close to a 1% return in just 3 days, which in my opinion is phenomenal. So feel free to also check out this calculator if you want, if you're looking at different options and you're considering selling them, and you can calculate what's the true total return from each one of these different trades. So yeah, that's how you could potentially make $100 a week selling a few covered calls on SoFi. If you want to join our private chat group, go check it out down below. Really would enjoy having you there. Come hang out and chat with us and talk about selling options. And if nothing else, please like the video if you enjoyed this content, and I hope to see you in a future video.